Alright guys, boosted bolts coming back at ya. Alright, so where are we at? We have the rear axle in, both sides brakes freed up. It's got on the rollers now. I gotta go through and figure out I'm doing the driver's side brake. It's all locked up. Go through and refresh the passenger side. I gotta check the fluid. The guy got it from, said it was empty, so I'm gonna take the cover off, check it out, make sure everything internally is good. New gasket, new fluid, you know the drill, and paint the whole housing. Get some brake lines done back here, and then come up here and got everything all done, painted. As you can see, shop floor is all cleaned up, and so now it's time to put the conversion kit on and get the axle underneath it. So you may be wondering, what kit did I get? Where did I get it from? You know, all the fun stuff. Well, alright guys, so yep, that's right. I got a Sky Offroad Designs, Sky Manufacturing, same company, or so that's my understanding. Basically it's the, let me get this right, it's the 88 to 97 or something like that. It's go to the website. It's the 3-inch lift conversion kit. Pretty simple to figure out. Basically just you bolt the front to the front of the frame, you bolt the back to the frame where it comes out to where the cab would sit on, and then you got your shackles right here, you got all your hardware right here, and then you got your 10 horsepower and stickers right there. My dog. But yeah, that's it. I'm not sure which orientation these two rear mounts go on, but I'm sure once I put the plates in the frame, it'll be very obvious. There you guys. So we got the 18 half-inch bolts, half-inch by 1.5, with their nylock nuts and the washers, as well as the 9/16 by 5-inch with the same setup, nylock with washers, and then there's four bushings and then 2 sleeves. You just kind of that's the the basic hardware for the kit. I got my instructions right off your website. Went to where the kit is. Just scroll down, and it's basically a PDF. You just download it, print it out, and it'll give you all the basic stuff for the kit. And then it goes through. It has the torque torque specs for grade hardware, so that we can get all torqued down to correct spec. That way you're not endangering anybody by possibly over tightening a bolt, make it snap, safety stuff. But yeah, it's about 4 pages, and it's a quick general overview of how to put this kit on. Obviously this is one of those things that doesn't need to go super in depth. It's got the front mount, the measurements to the back mount, and then basically attach the axle. I'll get back to you once I start getting the kit in, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, well, we got the front end. Sorry I didn't film it. I just kind of was checking it out, and next thing you know, it's in. Basically, you put it up with the bolt holes facing towards the rear, and then the outside flange goes right there. The outside flange goes right there, and then you got your inner two bolts. I just faced everything in, so that way it's got that clean appearance. Again, there. I mean, you literally, I set it up. I set it with bolts facing out just to make sure everything lined up correct, and I just spun the bolts around, put them in, put the nuts on, and hooked the outsides up. This one was a little bit tight, but a little bit of persuasion with a good old mini BFH took care of that. That's all in. Now we just gotta get the rear brackets in that go right about there and right about there, and then after that it's time to put the leafs in. It's really that simple. I mean, as you guys saw, the most complicated portion is taking all the old suspension off. I did find out one thing that I messed up, not realizing it, is I was supposed to leave the factory shock hoops in this frame for the shock, because they want to use the factory shock hoops for the front end. Well, I just see mine are long gone, so I'm gonna have to figure out alternative for that. I might just do shock hoops, I don't know. But I also have to figure out something for the rear end too, find some extended shocks. So that's, once I get the axle underneath it and get all that stuff taken care of, then I'll figure out, okay, how am I gonna measure and what am I gonna use. So I'll catch back up with you in just a sec when I get started on the back mounts, and I'll go from there. Alright guys, well, I gotta admit, I fucked up. I was reading the instructions for the back half, considering that's the part that requires actually drilling holes and such. Well, I should have read it for the front half too, because apparently for guys like me that get 52-inch springs to get so you get a lift out of this system, it's almost a 7-inch lift with the shackles and the springs combined. Well, apparently when you do the 52-inch, instead of having these the tabs for the leaf springs facing back, they're supposed to be facing the front. So that was simple enough. I just yanked out all the bolts, the impact, spun it around, and beat her back into place, and put the bolts back in, torqued it all down, and now we're on to the back. All right, just figured I'd give you guys that update. All right, guys. So sorry, I jumped ahead again. Basically, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to have this front section with the brackets facing backwards for the standard, and then you measure 46.5 to this rear eyelet here. Well, since I'm the other way, 52-inch springs, I decided, and the bottom hole that you align these up with is slotted, not just a solid hole. I decided to slide it all the way back and then drill all 4 holes. I think I might actually have to put 2 more bolts in, I'm not sure yet. The print doesn't show that you use that hole right there. It doesn't show it, but you might have to, I don't know yet. Haven't gotten that far. But before I ramble on too much, what I decided to do is put that bracket all the way back and start there, and if I decide I want it farther forward, I can move it farther forward, because I have probably an inch of movement either way, or movement forward, if I decided to go that route. I'm not thinking it's going to make a whole lot of difference. It's just how the shackle brake works. That's the biggest thing that's going to contribute to. So my thought is, if I end up needing it farther forward, I can just take those bolts out, push it forward, and then re-drill and re-bolt, and then it shouldn't cause too much weak. It shouldn't make the frame too much more weak than it already is, just by having an extra 4 holes. I do plan on eventually welding these brackets in and to boxing the frame, so I'm not worried about it. But I'll kind of give you an idea of what I'm doing over here. Basically what I do to the other side. Sorry about the lighting, I'm using my phone. But anyways, basically what I do is I put the bottom bolt in loose so that way it lines up, and then I push it all the way back, and then I put that clamp on so it's flat against the back. And I take my 1/2" drill bit and I kind of use that as a centering punch. And then I'll take it off, and then I'll step it, you know, use the smaller bits, step it up till I get the 1/2", and then put the bolts in and go from there. So I'll see if I can get you guys set up here and show you what I do. Alright guys, sorry about the lighting, but we officially have the front cross member in and torqued to spec, and both sides in torqued to spec. I was gonna take you guys along with that one, but I don't have a tripod, couldn't get a good angle, you know the deal. Sorry, but we're done. Basically, you line it up, you drill some holes, you put them bolts through, take them down, torque them to spec, and you're done. Can't figure that out, this is not a project for you, in all honesty. It's very simple. Now I gotta put the rear shackles in. It says to put them in the front holes. Two sets of holes. I'm assuming one is for one setup. I mean, it goes by setup, but that's all depends on the angle at which you have your shackle. I'm assuming the front one's more of a like this, and the back one's more of a, yeah, or the front one's more of a like this, and the back one's more like this. That's what I assume anyways. I could be wrong. I've never done this kit before, so I'm learning shit as I go as well. But yeah, that's the shackles in, drag my springs in from outside, put those in, and then it's axle time. So here we go. Alright guys, well, I got the backs in, I got the shackles in, just some bushings and some sleeves, and then you put your bolts in. I got my 52" springs in. My shackles are sitting a little tight, depending on how it sits when it's sitting on the front axle. I may move those brackets forward a little bit, I'm not sure yet. Other than that, it's all good to go. Now I just gotta drop it on the front axle and put the blocks underneath the rear, and I'm gonna do a shackle flip, because that'll all be about, the front will be almost 7, and so will the back, with a 4" block and a 3" shackle flip. And then you guys soon to see my wheels and the cycles and tires, and then be setting the cab on with the drivetrain in. So stay tuned. Hope you enjoy, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Still willing to hear some inputs, but we're just gonna keep pounding stuff out. So this thing is driving on its own power and able to go wheeling. Alright guys, I'm gonna close this video out for the night and pick back up with you later on. So this is Boost and Bullets. I'm out. See you tomorrow.